So, well, I'm sorry guys, I was going to welcome you, but I just got to tell you, working with Joel on these videos can sometimes be a little challenging, we'll say. He calls me challenging and I call him challenging, so we just had a little funny moment and decided to go ahead and just have kind of like a blooper in here. So, let's start this all over again, all right? Welcome back to J&J Miller Real TV, our channel on YouTube. We really appreciate you watching our videos. Tonight I've got a really good treat for you. I am going to fix some shrimp Alfredo fettuccine, and it's really only 8 ingredients. That's it. You buy this out in the restaurants. It can be expensive, really good. But expensive. And so while you're at home, if you're confined to your home and you want some shrimp Alfredo fettuccine, I've got just the recipe for you. Alrighty, I'm still chuckling, I'm sorry. So back here on the stove, I have 2 pans. I've got my water here for my pasta. I've already turned the fire on under it, so it is heating up. I've got a little bit of salt and just a little bit of olive oil in there. The salt, obviously, for the pasta to soak up, and the olive oil is just to keep it from sticking when I put it in there. Right next to it over here, I've just got a big skillet. This is where I'm going to cook the shrimp and the sauce for the dish. Alrighty guys, so while the water is heating up on the stove, I just want to go over the ingredients real quick with you. Right over here, I've got about 1 pound of fettuccine pasta. I didn't make it myself. It is the dried store-bought version. Version. Right next to it, I've got a couple tablespoons of butter. Right next to it, I've got 4 cloves of garlic that I peeled and minced up. Back here, I've got about 1 pound, maybe a little bit more, of cooked deveined shelled shrimp. Something I want to talk to you real quick about the shrimp. You'll see 2 different types of shrimp in the store. You'll see shrimp that is gray and you'll see shrimp that is pink. If it's pink, that means it's already been cooked. The gray shrimp has not been cooked yet, it's still raw. So if you're working with shrimp that is already cooked, the pink shrimp, you don't want to cook it for too long in your meal or it'll get hard and rubbery. So make sure if you're working with pink shrimp that you only cook it for maybe a couple minutes so it doesn't become rubbery. Alrighty, right next to the shrimp, I've got about 1 cup of half and half here. Down here in front, I've got about 6 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. You can use however much you want. You know, the more cheese, the better. Back here, I've got 1 tablespoon of dried parsley. And then last but not least, I've got about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper here. I don't have any salt out on the counter because the Parmesan cheese already has salt in it and the butter already has salt in it, and so I don't want to add any salt while I'm cooking. If, when we sit down at the table, it still needs a little bit of salt, then we can add it at the table, but I don't want to add any in the cooking process. Alrighty? Be right back with you. Alrighty guys, so my water is boiling, so I'm just going to drop the pasta in the pan. I'm not going to start the shrimp and the sauce right away because it only takes a few minutes and the pasta is going to take quite a while to boil. Again, fettuccine is the flat, thin pasta. It takes longer for this to cook than like angel hair or even regular spaghetti. So we're just going to drop that in there, let it start cooking, and we'll be right back with you in a minute or 2. Alrighty guys, so the fettuccine's been boiling for a few minutes. It's about halfway done right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the shrimp and the sauce. So right next to the fettuccine, I have a skillet. I'm going to put the 2 tablespoons of butter in there and get it melted. And then take just a second to get this all melted. And then I'm going to put the garlic and the shrimp in and just let it cook for about a minute. Remember, you don't want the shrimp cooking too long because it's already cooked. You don't want it to be hard and rubbery. Alrighty guys, so the butter is melted. So in there, I'm going to put my 4 cloves of garlic that I minced up. I do love garlic. These were really large cloves, so it's going to have a good garlic taste to it. I'm going to put my shrimp in here. And I'm just going to let this kind of sit for a minute or so. Again, you don't want to cook it for long, so I'm just going to let it sit for a minute or so. Then we're going to add the other ingredients. Okay guys, so the pasta is done. I drained it and I put it back in the pan and just added a little bit of olive oil and stir it around, and that kind of keeps the pasta from drying out and sticking. Right next to it, the shrimp has been going for about a minute, so I'm going to add the half and half. And then I'm going to add the grated Parmesan. And the parsley. And the half a teaspoon of pepper. And then we're going to stir all of this up. The Parmesan's going to melt. This is going to thicken a little bit. And then we will add it to the pasta and dinner will be served. Easy peasy. Alrighty guys, so the shrimp and the Alfredo sauce has been cooking for a while, just a few minutes, and it has thickened up. So we are going to plate this up and have us some shrimp Alfredo fettuccine for dinner. Alrighty guys, so my fettuccine is right here. It's not sticking together, as you can see, because I put just a little bit of olive oil in there when it was done cooking and after I drained it. So we're just going to put some of this on the plate. Oh, lost a piece. So we'll put that there. We'll get some for this plate over here. That's a little too much. Joel's always saying I put too much on his plate, so I got to make sure I don't put too much on it. All right, so we got our pasta there. And then right here, I have my shrimp and Alfredo sauce. So we're just gonna spoon some of that loveliness on there. And we're gonna spoon some of this on here. Get some of the sauce in there. Good stuff, guys. This is so good. And then, you know, more cheese is always better. So we're gonna sprinkle some Parmesan on top of both of them. Then, for presentation purposes, we're gonna dust it with some parsley. And there you have it. Shrimp Alfredo fettuccine topped with some Parmesan cheese and parsley. Okay guys, so one last time I just want to go over the ingredients with you. Remember, we had about a pound of fettuccine pasta, which is the wide, flat pasta. We had a couple tablespoons of butter. We had a pound of cooked, peeled, and deveined shrimp. We had about 4 cloves of garlic that I minced up. I had a cup of half and half. I had about 6 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese, a tablespoon of chopped parsley, and some pepper. We cooked that all up, put it on the plate, threw some more Parmesan cheese on top with some parsley, and there you have it. Dinner is served. Alrighty guys, so there you have it. Thanks again for watching the video. We really appreciate you. And if you do like the video, go ahead and subscribe and like it, share it, leave us a comment. Hit the bell button so you can get notifications of our future videos, and we will see you back here next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.